Destiny had a debate with Candace Owens, and I was shocked, man. When I first saw the video, I thought it was an AI generated video, but it wasn't. So I went to go check the stream, and behold, Destiny was actually debating Candace Owens. If you would have seen my face when I first discovered that Destiny debated Candace Owens, you probably would have thought that I had plastic surgery. My face was stretched out because I was so shocked at the fact that this was finally occurring. Because for the OG Destiny fans like myself, you guys already know that it's been his dream to debate political pundits like Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, maybe even Steven Crowder. And here we are at present day where Destiny is finally debating these political pundits. Now, Destiny's debate is going viral on Twitter, and it's not exactly because of his political stances on any of the issues. Instead, it's because Destiny talked about how he has some of his proudest moments online, and everybody was questioning, well, what about your son?
You're 30, how old are you? You're 35 years old.
Yep.
Okay, so what is that? What do I do? Like if you were 20 and you were saying
I'm a millionaire,
this stuff,
I travel the world, I get to research and talk about whatever I want, I get to talk to cool people like you and other people, I live in Miami in a high rise for $5,000 a month. I mean, I think my life is pretty okay.
And I thought it was absolutely hilarious because obviously the clip is taken out of context, they chimped it, and that's fine. I mean, you know, it happens all the time, but it's funny because I was just like, oh yeah, you know, that actually is a pretty good observation. But if you take a look at the context, obviously he's talking about, you know, the education system and what someone accomplishes when they finish college, and he was just kind of comparing his accomplishments compared to that of a person who goes to either a trade college or a traditional college. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, now I want to talk about a moment where I thought this moment stood out to me. Now, they're talking about how Jeffrey Epstein made his money. And of course, Candace Owens is talking about how, oh, you know, he made his money through illegal crimes or whatever the case is. And of course, Destiny, he questions that. He's like, we don't know where that money comes from. We don't know what he was investing into. And of course, things get off the rail.
In SpaceX and Tesla especially, that's where they made their money, is ownership of stock of publicly traded companies. That's what I'm saying. We can look at those people, we can say we know how they made their money. So I don't think Epstein had massive shares in publicly traded companies, did he? So he wouldn't have made
Did you actually look into the Epstein case, or are you just, because I can't tell right now if your thing is just to be contrarian?
Okay, hold on.
No, I'm being serious. No, I'm asking you because it seems like you're just like, whatever your position is, I'm going to take the opposite and I'm going to say something really quickly and try to say, well, how do we know? And it's like, that's actually quite boring.
Sure,
you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, dude, like, let's actually have a real conversation because tons of stuff is happening right now. A lot of stuff is being exposed.
When I first saw this segment, I'm not going to lie, it got me mad. It triggered me because to me, I'm thinking like, why are you calling him a contrarian? That's not what Destiny is doing. Destiny is attempting to understand your point because you're simplifying it too much and you're not providing exactly how Epstein got his money.
When that Jeffrey Epstein case got exposed, and if you were following it and reading the documents...
I did follow it. I read the entire document, the 80-page report that came out from the government. They did a report on the prison where he supposedly got killed.
And you're realizing how many artists have stood up and said this exact same thing was going on. Now you have somebody that has filed something with proof saying it's going on. And then you just have like a Destiny being like, oh, what if it's not going on? What if it's not?
Okay. Well, sure. So here's like
oh, maybe WAP is just really just that amazing. People just love talking about vaginas and like mopping the floor. It's like you can do that thing, but it's not interesting.
Now, it's almost like she seems like she's punishing Destiny because Destiny is asking these kind of questions. And to me, I'm like, no, like these are actually important questions, you know, because oftentimes when we don't ask these questions, we tend to fall into traps like, you know, sharpshooting, slippery slope, straw man, false dichotomies, moving the goalpost. Like there are so many traps logically that people could fall into if these questions are not cleared up or even asked. Okay, now I want to go ahead and move on to the next topic, which is Destiny's chat kind of ended up siding with Candace Owens when it came to going to college.
Thank you for saying she's right, Destiny. I am so right. Please go to trade school and don't listen to this and listen to me because I bought into this rhetoric because I was in high school and it's gonna be great. You're gonna go and you're gonna take a blah blah blah, and then when you get out in the real world, it's gonna be great. You're gonna have better positions. And you're gonna make more money. It is a lie.
What did you go to school for?
That I don't care what website he is looking on, like to tell you that is a lie. The overwhelming majority of people, and I'm so glad people in the chat are saying that I am right because the overwhelming amount of people are shocked when the real world then smacks them in the face and that lie, that dream that was sold to you by your guidance counselors in high school, that it's going to be so great and you're going to be able to make more money, and you just start to realize that it is absolutely crap. And I really would like to say, do not disrespect people that go to trade school.
Wow. You know, Candace Owens kind of reminds me of a Marvel superhero, a superhero created by Disney. No, I'm just kidding. No, seriously speaking, listen, I kind of agree with Candace Owens. Obviously, if you take a look at the numbers, statistically, the numbers favor Destiny's argument, which is if you go to college, you're most likely to make money because positions that pay more require a bachelor's degree. And you'd have to be a rocket surgeon to deduce the fact that if you have a college degree, you're most likely to get paid more. Now, the reason why Destiny's chat was siding with Candace Owens is because Candace Owens was saying that college is potentially a waste of time. Now, this could potentially be true for people who know themselves. Perhaps they say, you know what, college isn't for me and I'm gonna go ahead and pursue something that's more hands-on. If you go into it with that mentality, then yeah, college is most likely not for you. However, the thing is that you are talking to people who are young, who are in their 20s, who have no idea what they want to do with their lives, and to potentially say that, you know, school is a waste of time, that's almost as if you're prescribing a lifestyle to a person who potentially could have finished school and could have found the life that they wanted. So I want to go ahead and give my input. Now, I'm not going to tell anybody like Candace Owens, I'm not going to tell anybody that school is a waste of time. I think that if you are going to pursue your academic career any further than high school, then I want you to consider one thing, okay? If you continue your college career, pay attention to how you perform in the academic field. Because for myself, I went to college because everybody was saying go to college. You go to college right after high school, and that's exactly what I did. However, I ended up going to college for 4 years, and I realized 4 years in, it was obvious that school was not for me. I currently hold a 3.0 GPA in college. And it's not because I was a decent student. It's because every single time I was about to fail a class, I ended up dropping it with a W. Now, I don't know how any other school does it, but when you drop a class before the deadline, you end up receiving a withdrawal, a W. So you don't get any credit, you don't have any grade for it. It's just a blank W, that's it. And so because I would drop all of these classes, it would protect my GPA. So that 3.0 GPA, it's not really a 3.0. It should be somewhere along the lines of 1.5 because I failed so many classes. I had about 11 withdrawals because I was getting out of these classes because my habits, my academic habits, were absolutely egregious. And so oftentimes I performed terribly. Now, that was a great indicator that I was not meant for school because my study habits were not there. I did not care about the material. Every single time they would bring forth some material, I just did not care about it. Because I was supposed to major in English, and every single time I would take a class, they will make me read books that I just did not care about. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and just emphasize, if you decide to go down this academic route, just pay attention to how you behave, because the way you behave academically is going to determine whether school is for you or not. And there is no shame in not going to college. If it really isn't for you, that's fine. There's things out there that you can do that can potentially level you up to the next economic class if that's what you're worried about. Because at the end of the day, whether you go to college or not, you're still gonna have to face the job market. And the job market, let's just say that it's not exactly new user friendly.
I was frustrated just with how my job search process has been going. I haven't quantified how many applications I've applied to. It would be a little depressing, I feel, at this point to quantify it. But it was definitely in the hundreds at least.
She submitted hundreds of applications. Can you imagine just how thick that application pile is? Like if I had skin that thick, doctors would need to use a high power rifle to give me a shot. So whether you go to college or not, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, you're still going to have to face the job market. And if you have a degree, obviously it's going to facilitate your efforts. Perhaps not as much, but you're still going to have a better time than someone who doesn't have a degree. So that's something to consider definitely. And most importantly, even if you go job hunting, perhaps you'll find a job that doesn't require a degree that probably is so much more suitable for your skills. So anyways, those are the things that stood out to me in this debate. And I kind of want to just go ahead and discuss it because I had something to say about it. So yeah, guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. So I'll have for you guys. And yeah, hopefully you guys learned something today.